We cannot come to the meeting like this without seeing Jesus. We see him all the time. We see his glory all the time. And he was crying and admonishing and warning the next generation. And what is he warning and crying for? You must take the word out of the church. That was his cry. Take the mammon out of the church. Let Christ come into his church. Money and wealth of this world have destroyed the church. Don't allow it to destroy you. An old man, 87, with a Parkinson all over his body, vibrating, salivating, with what he knows when he was crying. Young men before him, begging for one thing. Say no to the mammon, to the things of this world. Let God's glory return back to his church. Let the kingdom come back home. They said that is the last sermon, the last public appearance before he goes home and be with the Lord. I thank God for him. Because God kept him alive. He realized the danger and mended his life before going home. He came out and won the generation. What we're facing today. In 2019, my discipler stood before national television and said to us that God said to him that the reason herdsmen, Boko Haram, have not taken over Nigeria as they planned was because of him. Now, if you hear it now, you say, how come? You don't understand. When I find a man, all I need is one man. I will spare entire Sudan. I just need one man. I will spare the entire Sudan. And God found one. And he was bold in 2019 and telling us that God told him he cannot lie. He cannot. I believe him. It was a man of integrity. He had a track record of him working with God. He knew the story from 70s. Those guys that were his mates. He said, once in the midst of it all, I was also tempting to go and collect my own. If not for God's mercy, I said, don't go. And in 2019, he came out before us and tell us that God told him that he preserved Nigeria because of him. That the reason Boko Haram and herdsmen, their plan was to take over Nigeria. He said, the reason have not succeeded was because of you. And for you to see the sign, he said, they will ransack the entire Benue. They will massacre the entire Benue, but they will not enter Boko, where you are. Is what God told him? Herdsmen will be causing havoc in the entire Benue, except in that location that he found himself. They have not stepped 1 inch there. Our God is always the jealous God. See? Always the jealous God. What God told him to do was not to come to mainstream and preach to the Nigerians and to the world. God gave him an assignment. That's why people didn't know him. Nigerians they don't know him. Only few does. He has a mandate from God. God says, go home and prepare me a vessel. Prepare disciples for me. That is what God told him. The reason you have not seen Bilal becoming the way these guys are was because of what he maintained his mandate from God. Prepare me a vessel that will combat this monster. The men I will use to sanitize my house from this beast. and he was faithful. For him to be a genuine and true discipler in God's hands, God have to take in the process of becoming a disciple himself in God's hands. So recently, that was this say, I heard what happened to me for the first time in his life. The only land they had, he saved his money. 1 million at that time. He bought land. He's all his life. He used to buy one land. The person that sold land for him was a criminal. The land, they entered into dispute. They made away with his money and the land. His friends that know him now, they were in school. They knew him. They came, barrister, they came and said, sir, let's go to court. When he was discussing with his friends, lawyers, friends, at night, he said that God came to him and told him, let the land go. Don't fight for it. Allow it to go. And you must call the person that duped you and bless him. That's what we serve. So you have to find the number of the person that duped him of his money and the land. You have to call the person and bless him and release him. He said, few years down the line, is about how many years he stayed with God. He said, but today, he received 25 hectares of land free. No payment. 25 acres of land free. 25. Free. Now when you now count them, you count 12 plot 1, 12 plot 2, 12 plot 3 into 25 is what one man received for free without no payment. When I heard him sharing that to all this year, I went back and I remember what happened to me also. When God came to me in that faithful day and asked me, let it go. Don't fight for this land. Don't fight. Let it go. When I heard him that he obeyed God, hey! In my house, where I tumble on the ground, tumble 2 times there. The Lord, thank you for helping me to be like my discipler. You see, now I have seen the outcome. I know that God is faithful. See, you can't be a discipler without being a disciple in God's hands. God will jack you up. Shake you so under the last coin drop. Then he tumble and keep you down again. And so follow me. Let me make you. Not because of you, but because of people you have prepared, waiting for you tomorrow. You can't tell them to follow Jesus, abandon everything, leave everything. Well, you yourself, you are swimming in emotion of loss and greed. Eh? So that is the way we have found ourselves today. That is how I began the way I began by telling you only in his presence is a surety of being a kingdom practitioner. Because all these men, they were found in God's presence. And I begin to make my own practice to live and dwell, remain in God's presence. See it? So when you see that the violent men attacking the kingdom of God, that John and Jesus and the apostles are preaching, don't think it's a joke. Don't think it's a joke. It's what we're going to face also. Because we are going to be exposing all the evil. So peradventure God can be able to convince one or two that are listening, for them to hear that